Alright guys, here's just a little quick video of my little tortoise setup. See, I have two tortoises right here. I have a northern red-footed tortoise, one right here. And over here I have a African spurred or cicada tortoise. Now in the wild, both of these tortoises kind of occupy different niches. The redfoots live in the Amazonian basin. They're mostly a jungle tortoise, so they prefer humidity. Not too hot. They like it around 85 to 90 degrees. So they're not kind of like the cicadas, which are more of an arid desert tortoise. They like it really hot, and they live in a location that's really sandy. But, as you can see, I have the two together, and there's a reason for that. If you look at the cicada, he has a lot of pyramiding on his shell. The breeder I bought him from obviously didn't know how to take really good care of cicadas, and because of that, he has more pyramiding than he should. His shell should be smooth, but it's not. So because of that, I'm keeping him with the redfoot for now, because the redfoot stays in a really humid tank. Like the humidity in his tank, and I keep it between 75 to 85. And what that does is offsets a lot of pyramiding. There's a lot of different stories. Some people think pyramiding is caused to diet, but the general consensus now is that humidity, especially for tortoises, is more important than diet is. And a dry, arid tank is what causes a lot of pyramiding in tortoises. And if you keep them wet and damp, at least most of the time, then a lot of pyramiding will go away. The easiest way to do this is to keep their hide moist at all times inside. And inside I have a lot of like moss and stuff in there, and hopefully that retains a lot of the moisture. Also, what I tend to do, I spray them with a mister at least between 4 to 5 times a day. Pretty much anytime I see them out basking over in their little basking spot, I got a Mercury UVB over it, I tend to spray them with the water bottle just to be on the safe side. So their shells get a lot of humidity, and they're much better than they were when I got them. When I got them, they're really dry. You can tell they didn't drink a lot of water. The breeder didn't have any type of soaking dish in or container at all. Pretty much just a dry tank, and he has cypress mulch on the bottom of it, which, and some people like it. Me, I don't really like cypress for tortoises. I don't think it's really good for them. I think there's a lot of acid in it, so it's bad for them. So what I use is plantation soil and jungle soil by Exoterra. It's a mixture of coconut coir, some type of soil, and has some moss mixed into it. I like that really well, like these tires zoning. And also, it tends to retain the humidity and the heat really well too. So, as far as the temperature goes, right now the inside of the tank is only 85 degrees, and I'm a little thermometer over here, which is not too bad, because I go over here underneath the basking spot. A few times I checked it with a tip gun. It's right around 95 to 100 degrees, so that's not too bad. And the rest of the tank, pretty good temperature graduate there, because I got 95 over here and 85 for the rest of the tank. And underneath the hide, it's right at around 75 to 78 degrees. It's not too bad. At night, because right now I live in Colorado and it gets really cold at night, I do have a red light that I'll use at night to keep their tank warm. It keeps their tank right at around 78 degrees at night, which is pretty good, because without it, it drops to the low 60s in here, because I don't like to keep the heat on at night too much, because it gets really hot in here. I have a lot of artificial plants in here. What these help do is when I spray them, they hold a lot of the moisture and stuff in. Live plants, of course, are better, but these little guys tend to want to rip apart any live plant I put in here, so I start using artificial ones and then spraying them when I spray everything else in the tank, and they tend to keep the moisture for at least an hour or two. So, as long as I spray the tank, 3 or 4 times a day, every couple of hours, it tends to do pretty good. As far as diet goes, the cicada, you got to kind of wash his diet a little bit. In the wild, they eat mostly grasses, so they need a lot of silica-based, products and stuff in their diet, which is kind of hard to get, especially in the winter time. I feed them a lot of, dark greens like romaine lettuce, radicchio, some purple cabbage, stuff like that. He eats that. I'm trying to get him so he starts eating grass, but he hasn't, took the bait yet. And I got some, dandelions and stuff like that for him, but he won't eat those either. The only thing he really eats is the dark green leafy vegetables. The redfoot, on the other hand, will eat anything I give her. Like I usually, I feed her that, and I also tend to give her a lot of fruit, every couple of days, and every Friday I feed her some protein, because like most tortoises, the redfoots do take a little bit of protein in their diet. They need it for proper maintenance. the cicadas and stuff like that, and Indian stars, leopards, stuff like that, really don't have the body type to process a lot of fruits because of the sugars inside them. So I tend to feed him fruits way less often. Probably about once a month he gets like a fruit treat, and that's really it. As far as protein goes, I don't let him touch protein at all. I also have some of the, I believe it's Zoo Med grassland food for tortoises. I add water to it, kind of falls apart into like a little powder type stuff, and those underneath the green leafy vegetables. None of them really like that. The redfoot, every once in a while, will eat it. The cicada, not even tried it yet. She's kind of finicky. I'm hoping she'll start eating it. If not, thinking about maybe just cutting the dark green leafies out and giving her just that to eat for a couple weeks until she starts eating that too, just so they have a little more balance and diversity in her diet. As far as that, that's pretty much all I have. If you have any questions, ask on YouTube, and I'll answer them the best I can. Alright, thanks.